All right, I'm starting this week's live readings just a few minutes early because I did change the format, so I want to give people a chance to go ahead and come on into the event. So give me 1 second while I post them on the Facebook page. All right, there's one. And two. One more. Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick post on the live feed so you'd get the notification. I did go ahead and start a few minutes early on Google so I can get everyone in. So if you do want to be a part of today's free live readings, you can go to the profile or click the link attached to this video. If you're using a phone, you have to click play on the video in Facebook, and then you'll have to comment on Facebook. If you're using a computer, you can go ahead and go to the event page on Google Hangouts. I appreciate your patience in trying this with me to see how this goes, and we'll see exactly how this works out. Thanks. Okay, it looks like we have a couple of viewers on the Google, either the Google Hangouts or playing the YouTube link on Facebook. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see who comes in and out. And we will go from there. Give me a few more seconds here. Okay, let's try this. So if you're on the Q&A or on the Facebook group, it should let me see your questions. So on the right side of your screen, there should be a questions box. That's what you're going to want to use to give me the permission to ask questions and to interact with me. Like Kit, I just saw yours, so hello. And I don't know if you've joined in my live feed before. So if not, welcome. And if you have, welcome back. And I will be posting, going back and forth between the Facebook page and the Google for this one, just because I know that there's a few people in between that aren't quite sure what to do. So if you are in the Google Hangouts page, what I need you to do on the Google Hangouts is to comment in the questions box on the right side. So on the right side over here on your screen, excuse me, there's a box that says submit a question. So type in there if you give me permission to read for you. If you're watching this on Facebook, comment on Facebook below the video saying that I have your permission like you would normally. And if you're on your phone, that is the way that you'll have to do it. So if you're on a computer, it's slightly different for you. If you're on your phone, you act as though we are still live on Facebook. And we'll do this for a little bit, and if it feels like it's not working, we may go ahead and switch back over. So I do see that Jane asked for a reading, and I believe if I select it, it says that I'm answering it. So I don't know if it gave you a notification saying that I'm reading for you. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for Jane. We'll do this the same way we always do. And I'll be using my personal deck that I created. So for Jane, I got to pay it forward. So I've had this card before, and when we talk about paying it forward, it could be something tangible like money, or it could be a wisdom or a service, so that you've learned something or someone has taught you something and now you get the chance to pay it forward. Or it could be just an energy contribution. So someone may have smiled at you and it made you feel good, warm and fuzzy. So now go out and share that and you smile to someone else. So paying it forward is all about that idea of a contribution. So when someone gives something to you, you then take it and you give it to someone else. So it's not so much as holding on to things as much as it is being able to share the warmth and the radiation and the energy that others have brought to you. So it's kind of a little bit like gratitude, this idea of sharing with others your knowledge, your service, your wisdom, and your energy. So it's a give and take. And to do so not out of obligation, because then you're not truly giving if you're doing it and you're expecting something in return. So to freely give and to freely help someone move forward would be the card for you, Jane. So if you're just joining in, if you are on the Google Hangouts page, you will comment or give me permission on the right side as a question. So you can actually pose a question if you'd like to ask a direct question, or you can just generally say, please, I'd like a reading. And what is cool about this is when I do answer or I do a reading for you, I can select your answer and it will notify you that I'm answering your question as we're doing this. So that is how this will work. If you are on the YouTube, on Facebook, you'll want to comment below the video on Facebook. And I will be going back and forth to see how this works out. So for Aaron, I'm sorry I didn't know your Gmail name. I'll go ahead and shuffle for you. And it looks like we have a few more viewers, so people are figuring it out. So if you're just joining in and you'd like a reading, post it in the questions on the right side of your screen there and hit submit. I will get a notification saying that you asked a question. When I answer your question, you'll get a notification saying that I'm answering it in the video as we go. And it's the same format that we usually do, just comment giving me permission and I'll draw a card for you and we'll go from there. So for Aaron, we're getting to dream big. So a lot of times when we set our standards or we set our goals, we tend to set them very small because we're usually acting out of fear, or we're afraid that if we set our dreams too big, we'll either fail and we won't get there, or is it that you can do it, and it's so extraordinary that you just can't imagine how awesome your life could be if you did do that. So a lot of times we act out of fear, but the fear is actually not so much that we're afraid of not being able to do it as much as we're afraid of, well, if I do it and I'm successful, then what? And so this idea that if we succeed and we do well, then now we have to look at this fact of, okay, well, I succeeded, or I went beyond my dream. So now what am I supposed to do with my free time? So really look at what your dreams are and be sure that they are above and beyond what you would expect. And what you'll find is that when you set those higher expectations, just like we do for our students as teachers, we'll find that it'll be more extraordinary than we expect. So for you specifically, you're looking at relationship things. So think of what the perfect person would be for you, or that you would expect from someone, and then go above and beyond that. So don't settle, I guess, would be what I would say for relationship. Don't take the first person that pops in, or maybe they have all these amazing qualities, but there's one flaw. Really look at how you're setting your dreams. How big are you dreaming? What are your expectations for a relationship? And then be sure that if you are dreaming big, you still don't want to go too big that you go beyond truth. So I would really ask yourself, what are the key qualities to a relationship for you, and what do you need? So don't look at, in a relationship, I want a person that does X, Y, and Z. Look at, here's how I want to feel that energy, harness that energy, and then put that out there as the request in the relationship. So if you are just joining in, I know that this is kind of going back and forth right now because I was afraid of just doing it on one format. What you can do, if you're watching this on the YouTube feed in Facebook, comment on the video letting me know that you won a reading. And then if you are doing this on the Google Hangouts page, you can comment in the questions on the right and then submit that. And it looks like someone cannot get in. So give me 1 second here. Let me send them the link and see if that'll work. And I will be doing a reading for Julie. I saw it on the other page. So for Julie, if you're still watching this, this is Julie Wheeler. And then I'll read for Julie Humberger. And I apologize if that is not the way that you say your name. So for Julie Wheeler, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for you. Let's see what we get here. And we're getting, and I think I may have drawn this for you before, but to accept all parts of your being. So look at yourself, look at what you see as a flaw or a judgment, and then move past that. A big issue that we face right now in society is that we like to judge ourselves a ton. And if we're not judging ourselves, we're judging others. And then we find out that the reality is with judging other people, we're actually judging ourselves, because if we don't have a judgment about it, we won't see it in the other person. So when we're accepting all parts of our being, what that is really telling us to do is to accept our flaws and to love ourselves for every part of our existence, whether it be our spiritual practices, whether it be our emotional practices, our mental practices, every aspect of your being. So that means going beyond just physical appearance and physical understanding of your body. So understanding that you are an infinite being and that you can do whatever you set your mind to. And you can create whatever you want to create in this reality beyond any judgments and expectations that you may have or someone may have on you. And what we find is by accepting all those aspects, we actually end up eliminating those manipulations and the control that we've given others. Because if we're in control and not in control, I don't like that. When we are accepting of all aspects of ourselves, we don't buy into judgments that others have, and we don't judge ourselves, then we are opening our energy and allowing it to expand beyond any measure that we have. So that would be the card for you, Jolie Wheeler. And if you're just joining in, if you're on the Google Hangouts page, comment on the question on the right to submit the question. If you are using a phone, you have to comment on the video in Facebook. And I do apologize, I do have to go back and forth because I'm using both formats. And what I may do is do this reading for Jolie Humberger, and then I may actually go ahead and switch back to Facebook because it doesn't seem that this is syncing well, and there are some technological issues that I need to look at. There's a couple people saying that the video is freezing, and there's a few people that cannot get into the Q&A. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to switch back over to Facebook. So if you're in this video, what I'd like you to do, if you are a personal friend on Facebook, go to Facebook and join that live feed. If you are not a friend on my personal page and you're only on my business page, go there, and I will also be live on that as well. So I will be right back.